What's up, friends? Welcome back to Coffee Time. Good to see you all again. So yeah, last week I talked about updates with the band and how we've been getting busy and have our album coming up and a bunch of shows this summer. That led to some questions from a few people wondering what's different from this run in music and the one in in the 2010s that I talked about on here. That's a great question. So, the biggest difference is that I understand that music is a business. Like, yeah, I love doing it and it is my life's passion, but it's still a business. It's not an excuse for me to go out and party and get wasted every night and make everything all about me. The 2010s, it wasn't necessarily trying to party and whatnot. It was more of a way of coping with decades of unprocessed trauma, and that if I can make it as a musician, then people will actually like me and whatnot. And that's not the way to do it. That's not a good reason to be in it, because at the end of the day, the music business doesn't owe you anything. And the same applies to any artistic medium, be it art, be it pro wrestling, stand-up comedy, acting, like anything like that, anything in art and entertainment. It is a very, very cutthroat business a lot of times, but that doesn't mean that you as an artist have to be. Another thing that, and this is actually a great segue to my next point, is that this time my approach to it is not one of competition. When I'm hearing another band, I'm all like, I'm sitting there, these people, they better not be better than me. That's how I act in the 2010s, and it was terrible. I'd be sitting there getting drunk and getting bitter because I didn't sound like the other acts. And really, I should have just been having fun. I enjoy watching other people's acts. I enjoy when my friends in the industry make it big, when they have a sold-out show, or they come out with a banger single, or album, or whatever. Because a friend's happiness is a blessing. And that being said, when you apply that to the music business, it's so much better when we work together. When we put aside our own egos and whatnot and come together for the sake of the show and creating something memorable for the audience. Whether it's 100 people or whether it's 10 people, because at the end of the day, a small crowd is still worth giving your best. Why punish those who showed up over those who didn't? So yeah, we're all in this together. That's something I understand now that I didn't back then. Also, criticism. I used to let criticism destroy my entire night and honestly week to follow. 100 people could say, yeah, you were great, and that one person said, no, you suck. I used to focus on that one person. That's giving people way too much power. Especially when the vast majority of negative comments are going to come from people who aren't doing anything with their lives. These are the people who have all the time to sit and write angry messages to people because they're sitting on the sidelines. It's so easy to judge somebody when you sit on the sidelines. It takes so much strength to get in the game and be vulnerable, to pursue whatever it is you love doing. Because when you start, you're not going to be good at it. You're going to fail, and that's okay. Because from every failure, it's one step closer to success. Every failure is a lesson. And also a little micro point there, who's to say what's successful? Only you can determine what's success to you. Is it playing a sold-out show in a stadium? Or is it just playing your favorite local bar that you have fond memories of? Or is it just getting a song on the radio? Whatever. But you determine that. And don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. Especially these people sitting on the sidelines. And the critiques that are worth listening to won't tell you not to do it. They're not going to just say, oh, you suck and all that. They're going to be like, hey, can I give you suggestions to make you better? One of my coaches in wrestling told me something I never forgot. He said, you're going to run into a lot of so-called veterans who want to give you advice. But you got to ask yourself, is this person worth listening to? That's very important. Back then, I listened to everybody, and it just made things worse for me. I cared way too much what other people thought, and I tried to be like other people, rather than just owning who I am. I ain't everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. But for some people, I am, and that's who I'm gonna give my best to. You show up at our shows. It ain't about me. It's about all of us in this experience together. Because music, when people listen to music, either A, they want to escape, be it have something to dance to and rock out to or whatever, or something to chill out to after a stressful day or whatever. And then the other side of that is the catharsis. A song that lets you know that it's okay to sit with whatever you're feeling, whether it's sorrow or rage or joy or schadenfreude or ennui or whatever. Like, sometimes a song that hits you right in the feels can be the best therapy. And that's something important. That's where the formula comes into play. And the formula is not some hegemonic mathematical equation. No, it's just a way of reaching out to people and meeting people where they're at. The variables can be whatever. The variables are the individual personal razzle-dazzle that you give meaning to the song. It's how you put what's personal to you in your heart and soul into the song without making it all about you. So, yeah, that's what's different this time around. I think of it as a business. I approach it like a professional, which includes shaking people's hands, everyone's hand, in the way in and on your way out. Also, this ain't a party. I drink way too much in the 2010s. Now I'm sober. I'm over 5 years sober. That helps tremendously. Also, know who to listen to. If they're on the sidelines, they can have their opinions, but you don't gotta listen. And lastly, it ain't all about you. It's about all of us. If you're an artist, ask yourself, if you were the casual listener, would you listen to what you're doing? When you establish that, yeah, this is something cool, and you put your razzle-dazzle in there, you can be alright, you got something cool. Because you understand that this is a business, and you're also putting yourself into it because it's coming from you. You're not trying to please somebody else. So yeah, that's what I gotta say on the matter. Musicians out there, if you got something you'd like to say to this, other advice you'd like to add, that'd be cool. Let's have a good conversation. Let's just not all be mean to each other about it. Because we're adults here, we're on the same team, right? Cheers, y'all.